right, so today we are talking about gene expression, and I have to share some new notes with you because I think the notes I originally shared with you are a little bit more advanced. Not that I'm saying you're not advanced, it's just on the test, it's not going to be that advanced. So I'll share some new notes with you, and those are the notes I'm going to go over right now. And then I gave you 2 assignments today because this video of Amoeba Sisters, it's only 6 minutes long. And I feel like they're going to do a lot more explanation in their diagrams than I can. And then you actually have your practice assignment. So gene expression, you already know what gene expression is. All of the cells in your body have the exact DNA, but every single cell in your body doesn't use all of that DNA at every single moment. Cells are going to only turn on what they need depending on their location. They're going to look different types of ways depending on their location. They're going to act different ways depending on their location. And that's what gene expression is going to do. That's what gene differentiation does. So genes, in case you forgot, these are just parts of your DNA. Each gene is going to code for a certain trait, and we code for those traits by getting the DNA to mRNA to proteins. And those proteins are going to give us our traits. Genes are transcribed and translated, and then they're going to create those phenotypes, those traits that we can actually see. We're going to talk about phenotypes and genotypes when we get to mitosis? No, we're going to talk about it in like 2 units. Sorry, I get all mixed up with everything we learn in this class. We learn a lot in biology. So an example of your genes, one gene might code for your eye color. So when you get those proteins that make your eye color, that protein's going to be like, okay, this one's going to be brown eyes. This one's going to be blue eyes. This one's going to be green eyes. That's how those proteins work. Prokaryotics, which are bacteria cells, and eukaryotics, which animals, plants, fungi, protists, they're going to alter their gene expression in response to their environment. So sometimes their genes are going to code differently depending on the temperature, depending on the acidity in the air, depending on all those environmental factors. In multicellular eukaryotes, like animals and plants, gene expression is going to regulate the development, and it's responsible for those different types of cells, like that picture I just showed you. This is what it's going to be doing. That's what gene regulation does. RNA molecules are going to play a role in regulating those gene expressions. Again, mRNA is going to code for the proteins depending on what we need for that certain cell. Cells can turn genes on or off so that only certain genes in the cells are expressed. Like I said, we don't want to show all the types of cells, all the DNA in every single cell. We only want the DNA that's important for that location of the cell. So even though every gene is present, only certain genes are turned on. The rest just lie dormant inside that cell. We don't need them. They're there, but we don't need them for that location of the body. By controlling gene expression, cells in the same set of DNA become a wide variety of different cells, each with its own unique function. So this is the development of a human fetus. We all start out with zygotes, and as they mature, as they develop, then cell differentiation is going to tell the cells, okay, you're developing in the heart region, you're going to become a heart cell. You're developing in the brain region, you're going to become a neuron. You're developing for the immune system, you're going to be some antibodies. So that's what's going to happen. That's what cell differentiation does. Having a different set of mRNA molecules are going to cause the cell to make those different proteins. Remember, like I said, mRNA doesn't code for the whole strand. It just takes a part of the DNA. So that mRNA is only going to code for that part of the DNA. And that's going to regulate gene expression. It's going to control what traits are shown, and it's going to control what the cell actually does. So mRNA plays a big role in that. Gene expression can be influenced by a lot of factors. Like I said, the weather, the temperature, environmental factors like if it's in the water, if it's not in the water, even drugs, pollution, all of that stuff can have factors on your gene expression. So this is an experiment they did with one of these bunnies. I honestly forgot the scientific name of the bunny, but when it's cold out, the bunny develops black hairs instead of white hairs because black absorbs more heat. So it wants to keep that black color so that way it could absorb more heat in the colder temperatures. Well, what this experimenter did was they put an ice pack on the bunny in the summer. So it's hot outside, but the bunny has an ice pack only on a certain region. Well, that region developed black hair in the summer, only that region. Nothing else did. The first still white, but just that part developed that black hair. So that does show you that gene expression does respond to temperature, does respond to the environment. Even identical twins can express different genes. So I said before, if you're an identical twin, you have the exact same DNA. But depending on your environmental factors, you and your identical twin can start to look differently. This happens to deal with the foods you eat. So Jacob's going to eat healthy food, so his obesity genes are not triggered. However, Noah is going to eat fatty, unhealthy food. Those obesity genes are going to be triggered, and he's going to start to develop more weight. So we have two identical twins that don't look identical anymore because different genes are being expressed.
Wait, so if they had the exact same DNA, wouldn't they like I know this isn't correct, but like how come they don't have the same personality? Because wouldn't they have the same like brain development too?
All right, so this gets into like a whole religion aspect of it, different souls. I don't know. I don't know what you believe in, but if your brain's processing information differently, how you're reading it, I can't explain this. I don't want to talk about religion, but I do think
No,
people
you're
have
good. You're good.
souls.
I just didn't know because I was thinking about that because then they would have the same brain cells too. So then that's what I was wondering.
No, they do, but for some reason, it could be like you and your siblings. You grow up in the same household, right? You should have the same morals and values, but yet your little brother's a jerk and just wants to be mean all the time. But y'all grew up with the same parents, y'all were raised the same, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just, I don't know. Your conscience, I guess, your little cricket on your shoulder, whatever you believe in. All right, and then this also has to deal with diets. They had a pregnant mouse, two pregnant mice, obviously, well, multiple. They didn't just do one. A set of mice, they gave a normal diet, and the offspring were more yellow than brown. They were obese, and they were prone to disease. And then they gave a set of pregnant mice a healthy diet, rich in methyl groups. Those mice came out to be more brown. The offspring were more brown. They were lean, they had muscle, and they weren't prone to disease as much. So yes, dieting, that's a type of environmental factor that can change your gene expression. That's why when women are pregnant, they want you to eat healthy and be healthy because it is going to affect your offspring. That's it. So like I said, this PowerPoint was a lot easier to read than the one I have for you. So I'm going to share this one right now. But go ahead and watch the Amoeba Sisters video. It's only 6 minutes, and then do your practice. If you have any questions about anything, stay on. If not, you are free to go.
Hi, Mr. Trevino. See you tomorrow.
Bye. See you. Sorry I couldn't explain it better.